going to start this video review right now, talking straight into my iPhone. And this is the audio that you're hearing straight on the microphone on the iPhone. And now I'm going to give you a sample using this little microphone right here. And now we are giving you a sample of the microphone that is the Smartmike Plus. And so this is sort of what it sounds like. And now we are going to be going over to this lav mic right here, which is a very expensive microphone. I'll touch on this later on in the video, but I just want to give you a sample of something that's upwards of $600 for this little microphone itself. The little microphone itself is about $130. Almost as much as this one right here, and that's just the wire, And here we go, talking right into the expensive microphone, and you can make the determination whether or not the audio quality is really worth the price point. Again, I'm going to have the description to all of these things in my YouTube description below. Now, with that said, let's jump right into the initial point of this review, which is to talk about the Smartmike Plus.
Hello everyone, it's me, Beau. I am coming to you today with Smartmike Plus. Yes, this video I'm recording on my iPhone, and the audio is going directly into this wireless microphone. So I'm able to talk with completely hands-free, gesture, move around, talk like this.
So let's say you're a ways away from your subject, you can't quite hear them, you can have the other microphone on there. So it's a transmitter, and this is the receiver.
Now this first video is actually going to be a demonstration, compare and contrast, so that you don't have to go out and compare and contrast to find the best audio quality when you are using this thing yourself. But for now, let's jump right into this. First of all, you probably noticed that there is the wind muff on this, also called a dead cat. In this particular case, it's somewhat smaller, so I'm going to call it a dead mouse. Yes! First of all, you need to know that I am recording on the Smartmike Plus app. If you are getting stuck trying to record a video like this, using just your basic video app on your phone, it's not going to work. You actually need their free app to do it. And then once you record this, it will save it onto your phone. You can put it on Facebook, put it on your computer, do whatever you'd like with the video. But it is key that you can't use your default app. You have to use their app. As mentioned, you see that there is this little dead mouse thing on here, and this is for really windy days. Now in here in the controlled environment, I probably don't need this, but I just wanted to show you how big it is. So if you can avoid using this dead mouse on here, I would recommend it. However, it works for the wind.
Pretty significant difference, isn't it? It is kind of annoying to put on, mainly because that little red button kind of gets in the way when you're kind of putting it on. So you might accidentally turn it off as you're putting this on, but it's good to have this in your camera bag or in your glove box if you're out and about and you want to capture some video outdoors. This is absolutely amazing. Now, what they also give is this little microphone cover right here. It achieves a similar result, but not quite as good. And so I'm gonna go ahead and try to slip this little guy on, sort of like a little afro. Isn't that adorable? And I'm gonna do the same tests. It doesn't soak up the wind as much. You'll still be able to hear, but you be the judge. Here we go. So it still works quite well when this thing is on. And I would say that you could just keep this thing on, maybe 90% of the time. You should probably have that on. The 1% of the time, you'll probably be using that dead mouse when it's really, really windy out. But for the most part, just leave this on and it should suffice just nicely. Now, other things that you need to know about this is that, yes, technically you could tape it on someone's chest underneath. Let's say you wanted to do some hidden prank videos of some kind. Of course, the audio is probably going to be a lot clearer if I were to take this out and actually clip it right up here, like so. All right, so there is the comparison right there. Other thing that you need to know about this is that you cannot plug in external microphones to this.
By the way, speaking of the app, I need to mention that they do have a few settings in here. And I've actually am re-recording this section to show you that you do need to actually go in and manually set the resolution so that you're not shooting at 720p. The front-facing camera on my particular iPhone can shoot at a higher resolution. Unfortunately, the default was at a lower resolution. So go into the settings, turn off the mirror flipping, turn off the retouching, turn off all of their nonsensical settings inside their app. It's a little frustrating why they had to add those things in there. However, I did want to also touch on one more thing that's rather interesting in this Smartmike Plus setup. If you were to look on top, you'll just see a little headphone jack. That is not a microphone in. That is a microphone out, or headphone out, rather. You may be like, well, why do you need a headphone to come out of this thing? Well, that is used in the particular case when you have two of these things. One is a transmitter and one is a receiver. So you're able to basically pair these two things and think of it as this is going to be on the subject, and then the other one could be 20 feet away, and the person has a headphone and they're listening to the other person through there. So it's a transmitter and it's a receiver, or they call it a master and a slave mode. And I have another video on actually how to take two of these and put them into that kind of mode. It's not very intuitive how to do that. So watch that video if in fact you got two of these. If you just have one, then you're probably just going to use it with your smartphone and it will suffice. So hopefully this demonstration is helpful in determining whether or not this is right for you. For the price point, I do give it a 5 out of 5 stars. If you are a professional videographer, I do not recommend it at all. If you are a prosumer, let's say you're just doing YouTube videos and things like that, it'll suffice just nicely. But if you're like me and you're a cheapskate, you don't want to go out and drop $600 for the basic package for the Sennheiser lav mic setup, which I will put actually in the description right here. I have that microphone set up and it's beautiful. As a matter of fact, here's a sample right here. And here we go, talking right into the expensive microphone, and you can make the determination. And then back to the Smartmike Plus right there. As you can tell, there's a significant difference. But again, the Sennheiser that I was just using is about 2 to 3 times the price as this guy right here. So again, for the price point for this guy, 5 out of 5 stars. Very user-friendly. My name is Beau. Hopefully this is helpful in determining whether or not the Smartmike Plus is right for you.
And these are the instructions on how to pair this guy to your smartphone. Now, in my particular case, I have an iPhone, and it's the exact same method that you would use to actually pair some headphones to your smartphone. In this particular case, you're going to hold down this little side button, that bright red button right there, and only for about 3 to 4 seconds. And then at that point, you're going to see a little blinking light right there. And then you're going to go into settings, or have settings open already, and then you're going to select the Smartmike Plus label that pops up. It'll probably say something like Smartmike Plus, and just select it right there on your Bluetooth settings on your phone. Just like that, you're connected. To pair a secondary device to that, you do the exact same thing. So yes, I have been able to record with both mics active and both mics connected via Bluetooth to the same smartphone. So in that way, you can do interviews and things like that. And it's pretty darn cool. Now, if in fact you do have two, go ahead and watch my other video to see how you can actually use one as a master and one as a slave device. Basically, one is a transmitter and the other is a receiver. But it's only for people who are not going to be using a smartphone. Basically, you want to have this on your subject, and then this is going to be connected using a cable to a camera that's plugged right into the external microphone jack, if that makes sense. But if you have a smartphone, don't watch that video. All you need to know is that this is how you connect via Bluetooth to your smartphone.